So I am beast mode grandma. And you're probably wondering what on earth is up with that. You can see the gray hair, so it makes sense I'm a grandma. But what does beast mode mean? And I am a competitive athlete, and I compete in Olympic weightlifting. So it's not something that someone my age at 62 generally would be doing. And beast mode really reflects to me what I do in the gym, but also how I approach life. I do approach life as someone with a fearless spirit, and I decided quite a number of years ago that after I was divorced, that I really needed to step forward and look at life a little bit differently. So I kind of moved along, and I did actually approach it that way, but I really didn't do very much about myself, about looking internally and looking at how I was physically as well as how I was mentally. So about 4 years ago, I was 18 months out from my 60th birthday, and I suddenly went, oh my Lord, what on earth am I doing? I'm 100 pounds overweight, I am unhealthy, I don't eat properly, I don't look after my mental or physical health. So what am I going to do? So the first thing I did was decide that I needed to make a shift. So the big shift that I made, and it's what I really want to impart to you, is that I made the decision that I was going to step forward with a fearless spirit, but I also was going to open myself up to any opportunities that came my way, as well as any possibilities that could happen. So, of course, I had to lose weight, decided to go to the gym. I walked in the door of that gym thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm committing to 18 months. I'm just going to get on the treadmill or something like that. I had been to the gym before in my life, but it had always been something half an hour, kind of working out, not really sweating much, just sort of doing that. So I connected up with the manager who showed me around. Oh, my knees, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. Well, actually, we've got someone that can help you. Okay, I'm open to opportunities, so that's what I did. I started working with a fellow that helped me with gait analysis and did some deep tissue massage. Suddenly I didn't have pain in my knees anymore, so that was pretty awesome. So this is a pretty good gig that I'm on. So after that, he connected me with a personal trainer. Now, I had no intention of ever working with a personal trainer. They're too expensive, I don't have the time, I'm just not gonna do that. But I bought a little package, so I went with it. So I met my trainer, Paul. And at that point, if he had said, do a stress test, do some kind of jumping jacks or something like that, I would have been out the door as fast as I could get out. But he didn't. He works with strength training and functional fitness, which fit me perfectly. As somebody that was overweight and needed to lose a lot of weight, I didn't want to be doing a whole bunch of jumping around, and I think that a lot of people that are older think that way. So we started doing a bunch of strength things and lifting weights, and all of a sudden, wow, I am amazingly strong. So that is, who would have thought it? And who would have thought when I was 15, 18, 25, 35, that I would be calling myself a competitive athlete, and that I actually hold 2 provincial records in my age category as an Olympic lifter. So never would have dreamt it. So what I really want to impart to you is that I want you to know that we all are joined together by what we may think of ourselves. And I think some of the women before have spoken about that we're limited by what we believe about ourselves. And the story that we tell ourselves is not the story that people necessarily see from the outside, but it's the story that we tell ourselves inside. And we need to commit to moving forward and stepping out. There's a saying that says, if you do not ask, the answer will always be no. If you do not step forward, you will always remain in the same place. And I took that chance to step forward, and I've continued to take that chance to step forward. I never would have dreamt, even 6-9 months ago, that I would be standing on stage talking to a bunch of people about my journey. I have a big goal, and that is to get to the World Masters Games in New Zealand next year. And I'm planning on crushing it. I'm hoping that I'm going to be getting a world record, and then I'll be able to say I'm a world athlete. But the point is that we all can do more than we think we can do. And surprisingly, when we take that step forward and take the possibility that we could do more, surprisingly, all of a sudden, there's all these people around us who are just waiting for us to take that step. And they're there to help. And I've been very, very fortunate, and I'm very grateful for the people in my life who have allowed me to step forward and have said, how can I help you? And it continues to happen, and it continues to happen on a daily basis. And it's exciting because every week it's like, whoa, what's going to happen this week? What's the new thing? I've been fortunate to be connected with CBC radio interviews, with newspaper ads or newspaper information, all sorts of things that I never ever would have dreamt that I would be going for. And it's only because I've taken that step forward. So my ask for you is to consider that if you just take one small step forward in trying something that you've never tried before, and see where it leads you. I highly recommend weightlifting. It's awesome. I lost close to 100 pounds doing it, and it's really changing my life, changing my eating habits, but also realizing that my inside was as strong as my outside. So that's really important. So if you'd like to follow me on my journey and support me, I have a lot of social media things going on right now. You can follow me on Instagram on Beast Mode Grandma. And I'd love to hear from you. If something that I've said has resonated with you and made you think, hey, I'm going to just step out and try something different, that's amazing to me. So thank you.